Hello everybody, this is Bill Williams. Welcome to another Life on Trahan Creek series video. It's a Sunday afternoon, 61 degrees here in central Mississippi, and it's time for a little more gardening. Come join with me as I do a few tasks today in the garden. Specifically, we're going to be planting a tray of pepper seeds to get our transplant started. We're about 5 weeks before the last frost date, and it's time to get those things going. Okay. Settle back and watch what we do. Let's take a little walk to the garden. You see my helper here. It's time to get this tray planted. This is going to be peppers for transplanting later. I got my seed packets in today. Actually, I think it came in maybe yesterday. I can't remember what date it came in. But I do remember that I ordered these things from Urban Farmer in Indiana. And I've ordered from them before. They are excellent to deal with. Kind of strange thing, though. When I put my order in, I didn't get a confirmation. Not even that the payment had been confirmed. Didn't get any kind of follow-up receipts in the email. Nothing. And didn't get anything saying it had been shipped. It just arrived in my mailbox 3 days after. Amazing. But it's good service. I got no complaints. I'm just saying. It's kind of strange the way it turned out. So here are the seed packets. Let's see if we can find what I'm wanting here. So what we're looking at here are 4 different kinds of peppers. I have salsa pepper, which is a red pepper, good for salsa. Emerald Giant, which is just a standard green bell pepper. I have a pepperoncini, Italian pepper, probably not pronouncing that exactly right, and sweet banana peppers, all of which are good. This is a 72 cell tray. It's about $5 at Wally World, and some potting soil in it. I'm going to do, I think, 20, 40, 60, 20 of each, 20, 40, 60, and then the last one, 12. Now, I'm probably going to make the pepperoncini the 12, 20 of everything else. So let me get started planting. Okay, I might not be the most astute mathematician. I have 72 cells and 4 items. How many should I plant of each one? Well, I said I'd do 20, 20, 20, and 12. I think I'm going to do 18, 18, 18, and 18. That'll actually work out just fine. So anyway, I've laid out my seeds. You just take your finger on any of the seeds, just push them down, get some additional potting soil over them. Be sure they're in there good so that they'll get covered. That's the biggest thing you have to do. And this potting soil is what's got a lot of what's called fines, F-I-N-E-S. Fines are just fine particles off of the forest floor, ostensibly. Now that may or may not actually come from a forest floor. They're coming off of logging operations and pulp processing and all kind of things like that that generate manufacturing that generates byproducts. As you can see, my helper's here today. Her name is Miha. She enjoys being out here with me. And when you're planting these little seeds, they are small. So gardening is an exercise in patience. You can't just grab little seeds with big fingers and make it all work just right. Take your time. Do it right. Get it planted right. You'll get a lot better results, okay? Be sure they're in there good. Tamp down a little bit. We're going to put a little more topsoil on these after we water them in, or as we water them in. And that will take care of any kind of settlement that comes. But by the way, let me say a couple more things about the Urban Farmer. I like the fact that they give you a resealable packet. and they tell you how many seeds are here, and they actually count them accurately. For example, if they say 25 seeds, you'll get your 25. May get 26, but they also put the germination rate, in this case, 92%, and the test date. So it's a December 18th test date. I'm planting in March. These are current seeds that have been tested currently. You can see that they're all priced a little different as far as the packets. Some packets, like this one, have 50 seeds. And now it's time to basically flood each cell with water. I am using rainwater collected from my rain barrel. If you can avoid doing so, which most likely you can, just by simply setting a container out and collecting some rainwater, you need to water your plants with natural water, not treated water from a city or county water system that has chlorine and other things in it. Just let it settle down some with your watering, and then we'll give it a little second drink across here, maybe a few places. I'm just using a little mister bottle, that's all this is. I put 48 ounces on this so far, and they're all planted. And I'm going to just top it up with some fresh topsoil, and that'll get us going. I have a dome that goes over it. It's a little clear plastic dome, and we'll move this indoors to keep it in a warm spot, sunny spot indoors for the time being, because we're still in the 30s at night, and it just doesn't need to be out here trying to germinate at that temperature. But I can always bring it out some during the daytime just to give it some natural sunshine, and I like to do that. You might want to see what I'm using here. I'm using Expert Gardener potting mix. It's nothing exceptional, just some cheap potting mix. Don't be afraid to get your hands in it when it's time to top off the tray like this. Just get you some handfuls, top the tray off. Doesn't matter if it's over just a little bit, over the amount that you actually need. You can kind of spread it out like that, and it'll go on back down in the cells as we water it in a little more. And for this last stage, we'll take one more 24-ounce bottle. When this is done, I will have put 72 ounces on my 72 cell tray for approximately 1 ounce per cell. And we're just gonna kind of lightly water it on back in to get some of the new topsoil having a little bit of water on it. That's all we're doing here. Hope you can see this a little bit. See kind of what's going on. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be exactly the same on every cell, and it won't be. So, but don't worry about it, because when it runs through this cell, it goes into a bottom liner tray. I'll show you that in a minute. And that bottom liner tray is where any excess that seeps through will accumulate, which is fine, because what that does is creates an incentive for your plant roots to come on down and seek the water. This little growing soil dries out very, very quickly. It'll be dry in a couple of hours. It just really does, because the water just goes through it. It's nothing to it. But having some in the tray down below gives you an opportunity to cause the plants to just work on down toward that particular layer of water. So we are through with that, and let's see if I can pick this up and show you that liner. Maybe you can kind of see what it looks like down in there. It does have a little water in it. Perhaps you can see some of it standing in the bottom. And that liner catches all the excess. As I say, when we're done, which we are, it's time to put the cover on. Let's see, I think this brand is called Jiffy. You can probably, as I say, find it in your better big box stores. This is a Wally Mart, whatever, container here. And works pretty good. So we'll keep this inside. I'll watch it on a daily basis now, giving it water as needed. Just keep it in a warm place and in the sunshine, and we'll get some germination. And then as it grows, we'll just keep feeding it as we need to with the water. Should have enough nutrients in this little potting mix, because there is a little bit of nitrogen mixed in, to get it up high enough. But maybe later on we might mix a little plant food in with it, something like some compost tea, and water it with that. That may be what we do. Okay, we've got our pepper tray planted. I hope this helped you. That's all it is to get transplants started. In a few weeks, they'll be up and running good and ready to transplant in the ground when the weather and the soil is right. Thank you for watching.